Good morning. It is a bleak morning out there. If you look, you can see that it's grey as anything. So the weather is not nice. It was absolutely glorious yesterday. What did I say? I've got this electricity in the back of my left leg increased now for the past 2 days, and I get this reaction when I tilt my head back. Electricity comes in my back of my leg, left leg, and my hands are a bit, what do you call it, clumsy. For example, when I operate the mouse and I try to keep one of the or a couple of the fingers up, then they kind of randomly click the mouse, which is not good.
Hän ei muuta tehnytkään. Heräs aikaisin, otti kynän käteen.
Spent the whole workday going through my last year I developed a daemon for Tomcat. It's not demon, it's daemon. I've heard the funniest stories about Christian people getting their panties in a bunch when you talk about my Tomcat daemon. So it's a background process that you don't need to trigger, it's automatically launched. So yeah, we tried to package this daemon into a WAR file using a, what do you call it, Gradle script. Didn't fly, so I had to take the old code and the old jar file, and basically it taken me 2 days to get the thing working. Now I got it working, so bit of a boring day. Started off this particular hotel, it serves beans in the breakfast. That's about the only beans and vegetables and tea and fruits and nuts. That's my breakfast. It's a big breakfast, but there's not a tremendous amount of, well, the beans have some energy and protein. And then during the night, during the day I went again to Umi. I was late. I went alone. There was only me because I was toiling with this daemon. So the other guys went before me, and then I went alone. Had, what was it? Sea bass and a Thai sauce. It was good. I like Umi, and I didn't get a bad feeling after it. So that was good. And what else? That's about it. I didn't get the daemon finished. I'm trying to relax on these things because of my illness. All the books basically that I've read that claim a cure to MS, they all say that don't stress about stuff, take it easy. So I'm taking it easy and explaining, this is what I've done, this is why I've failed, and let's see tomorrow, can we get it to work? There's a very interesting experiment. I thought I'd make an entry as to remember what happened. So, as mentioned in the video title, I went to the gym and typically I can do cycle rides that easily 1.5 hours. Not typically, but before my diagnosis, and no problem. Now I did 20 minutes. Sorry, 120 minutes on a cycle, and I remember previously I did it on a 14 before I got this diagnosis when I was staying at a hotel. Now I did it on I increased it bit by bit up to 12, but keeping the RPMs up, it was an absolute nightmare. Normally, I mean, previously when thinking I could easily keep it at, the level is 14. That's random where it gets tighter and less. The resistance, I could easily keep it over 80 RPMs. So revolutions per minute. But now 60 was I really had to purpose myself to get it over 70. I maybe went up to 80 a couple of times, but clearly I'm in bad shape at the moment. But yeah, walking from the gym, I'm shaky and all that, and my walk is all funny, and my legs were doing these kind of weird vibrations. If I stopped pedaling, as long as I pedaled, then you couldn't really notice. But yeah, that was one thing that I noticed, because the solution when you come to a tight spot in normal conditions, you nousta putkelle, so get up from the saddle and pedal standing up. I couldn't do it, so that was an unpleasant discovery. The leg just doesn't come up properly. I could sit down and do it, and that was but let's see how this is tomorrow, and then what do you call it, if it's not a complete nightmare, then I hope to continue doing stuff like this and build up my condition, because this is so very exceptionally bad.
Piirtäjä ei kaivannut, aivan niin kuin olis hurmoksessa ollut.
So I've been talking about this Bible software that I'm building. What's displayed here is the actual reader portion that pulls out stuff from Preaching Central, and the Bible that is currently being downloaded is called Giovanni, Italian Bible, and I've been doing it since, I think it was last Saturday or last Sunday that I started doing this, and yeah, it takes a while to download these Bibles. So now I need to stop this because the database can be open only in one application at a time. So I shall stop it, and let's go look into the actual database client. Which is this BaseX user interface, and I have a single BaseX database, and yes, I want all the visualizations on, and the data isn't completely perfect. There's faults between Bibles and Bible, and that's because I've been testing my X queries and making a mess of stuff. Not what's supposed to happen. So if we look at let's select an English Bible, and it has in the data, it has both the verse number and then it has the chapter element. So there's the chapter and then verses are in there, but they're not necessarily displayed. I just store the data like this. And let's close this database session, since, as I said, only one client can have it open, and start this user interface for the Bible. And I'm running it inside of Eclipse in my development environment. And it has a very simple layout. You can just give a language that you have the UI in. That is not being completed yet. Oh yeah, so this bit here, it displays that this is pure Java, the client. So whatever I've written in Java, it's then displayed there. This language selection, it will be for the actual user interface, and then it will dictate what the names of the Bibles are. And to display how a Bible shows, let's pick an English Bible and take a book, and then we can see that it's the whole Genesis printed out in one long list of text. I think the original has a bit more spaces in it in places, but this is how I'm kind of trying to present it to people. There is an option to actually enable chapter numbers, so with that you get, with unticking that checkbox, you can get verses in there, and then and unticking this one, you get verse numbers also in the text. It wasn't designed to do this, but it is what it is. And it was designed to do this, but the original idea was not to display any of the details like that. I still need to create an about dialogue that describes the idea of what it is, and then I need to implement the language selection so that what do you call it? You can select the user interface language. And as you can see, the search capability, it's fairly responsive. I'm searching for the term King of Kings, and the results are pretty much immediate when I click enter. So I'm getting, it's fairly responsive, and considering that I'm running it on my laptop, there's and this is years old by now. Went to the restaurant and ate a shrimp sandwich and pea soup, and as a Finn, this is a novelty. The waiter said it is green pea soup because Swedes, their pea soup is normally yellow. So now I was the waiter specially mentioned to me that it is green pea soup. So I had 2 portions, but they were only small portions. There was like 2 starters. And I burnt my tongue eating the pea soup. It was tremendously hot. Feeling a bit the exercise, but I'm not ready to say that it was a bad thing, that I'm feeling horrible because of it. I'm still positive, and now it's been 3 hours, well, 2.5 hours since I was to the gym. Jesus is King.
Kaunis, oi ihme suorastaan, muodon jumalaisen sait. Kuvan viereen